So let's go ahead and type in histogram variable name. What are our variable names? Here they are: year, salary. So let's years, gender, department, salary. As you know, a histogram applies to continuous numeric variables. We don't do a histogram of gender, we do a bar chart of gender, right? We do bar charts of categorical variables with a small number of categories, and we do histograms for numeric variables. So salary is a numeric variable. Let's take a look to see how much money people make here. So we do a histogram or HS, it makes no difference. HS, the abbreviation. I just type in salary. So again, in R, when we do data analysis, we refer to the variable names. So you've got to know these variable names, but R and RStudio make it very easy for you to know these variable names. Histogram salary, and there's the histogram of the salary from $40,000 to $120,000 or so, are what the people of this particular company are making in this data set. So, and then when we run the histogram function here, we get the descriptive statistics as well, some brief descriptive statistics. The sample size is n, number of missing is 0, there are no missing values here. The mean salary is 63,795 and so forth, standard deviation, minimum, median, and maximum. And we get the frequency distribution, so we can see here that the bin width is 10,000. We can easily change that bin width if we want. So this is the default bin width that came out, but we want to come up with something a little different as well. So we'll come up here with, I can change it. I can make that a little bit smaller. We can try 5,000, for example. And we also have outlier analysis here, so we can basically see that this particular salary here is really large compared to the rest of the values. Doesn't mean it's wrong or bad, but it does mean we need to take a look at it to make sure it's correct, it's accurate, and it is actually should be part of this particular sample. And so let's go ahead and run the histogram again. I'm going to push the up arrow on my computer, really handy. That allows us to scroll through our previous commands so we don't have to retype stuff if we want to rerun. So I just pushed that up arrow and it appeared, and now I'm going to give the bin width option here. Bin width equals 5,000 instead of 10,000. And now you see the histogram came out narrower, and now our frequency distribution tells us the bin width is 5,000, and we have 21 bins, and there's how the information got categorized. And actually it's a little bit too small. 10,000 turns out the default value is probably pretty decent. And we could play with the 8,000 and so forth, but you can see it's easy to change the bin width and move ahead on things. And once you know the name of the function, which you can get from my help function, R has a help function. Just type in the word help lowercase, or go ahead and put in the question mark and just type in histogram or just HS here. And remember, histogram with a capital H if you type out the full word. And this is the R help function here. And it allows us, here it calls up the help tab, and it basically tells us all the things we can do if you want to, all the parameters you can pass to it. You can change colors of individual things. You can do lots of stuff here. I'm not going to bother to cover these things, but if you are interested in learning more about particular functions, go with the R help function. Every function in the R system has its manual, and this question mark and function name will call up that manual. And here we have the manual for this. You get a full list of all the parameters you can pass. You get a description of each one of these parameter arguments, what they mean, and you have the details about how things actually work here, and you have the values of what the function actually passes, returns back to the system, and you have lots of examples. So you end with a lot of examples here of using the particular histogram function, so you can just copy these and paste them and watch how they work. So this is designed so that typically you do not have to do that, right? This is designed so by default you pretty much can get by without ever looking at more of the details of how the function works. But if you do want to look at the details, I want to show you how to make that happen in particular.